Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to tackle a topic that's, absolutely critical in our digital world, but can feel a little abstract: data classification. Let's dive in and make it super clear.
All right, let me just ask you this right off the bat. When you think about all the data in your life or maybe in your company, does it feel, I don't know, a little chaotic, a total jumbled mess? If you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you are definitely not alone.
I want you to picture a kitchen, but it's a disaster. Everything's just been thrown into the drawers at random. You've got sharp knives mixed in with spoons. Your spices are right next to the cleaning supplies. It's not just a nightmare to find anything, it's actually dangerous. And honestly, that's what your data looks like without a proper system in place. So, how do we clean up this kitchen catastrophe? Well, we need an organizing principle, right? And in the world of data, we call that principle data classification.
Okay, so what is it really? The official definition says it's the process of categorizing data. You're basically sorting it based on a few key things. How sensitive is it? What's it worth? And what are we actually supposed to be using it for? The whole point is just to know what you have so you can handle it the right way.
But why bother? What's the point? Well, there are three huge reasons. First off, you can apply the right level of security. I mean, you're not going to put your grocery list in a steel vault, right? Second, it helps you use your resources way more effectively. And third, it's absolutely crucial for making sure you're following the law and all those regulations. All right, so if we're going to organize this messy kitchen, the very first thing we need are places to put things. The cupboards, the drawers, the shelves. And in data classification, these are what we call our four main levels. And this is actually super intuitive when you think about it. Public data, that's like a recipe you stick on the fridge for anyone to see. Internal is for the family only, like notes about the household budget. Confidential is more sensitive stuff, kind of like your bank statements. And restricted data? Oh yeah, that's the dangerous stuff. That's the bottle of bleach you keep way in the back, under a child-proof lock. It's highly sensitive and needs the strongest protection. Okay, so we've got our cupboards set up. But now, how do we actually decide what goes where? We need a sorting system. And in data classification, there are a couple of different models people use. We're going to look at the two most common ones. First up, and this is probably the one you'll see the most, is the sensitivity-based model. And the name pretty much gives it away, right? It is all about how sensitive the information is. So this model organizes everything based purely on risk. It's constantly asking one question: how bad would it be if this info got out? Your company's website content? Pretty much no risk. Internal emails? A low risk. But customer PII, and we're talking about stuff like social security numbers, home addresses, the serious stuff? Oh, that's super high risk. That goes straight into the restricted box. No question. Look, at the end of the day, it's just common sense, but for data. In your kitchen, you lock up the sharp knives, right? But you leave the spoons and plates out in the open where they're easy to grab. It's the exact same idea. All right, next up we have the role-based model. Now this one is a little different. It's less about the data itself and more about who gets to see it. With this system, your access is all tied to your job title, to your role in the company. So the company's super secret strategic plans for the next 5 years, yeah, that's for the executives only. The sales pipeline, that belongs to the sales team. But general HR forms and policies, pretty much everyone needs to see those. And this analogy just hits the nail on the head. It's all about who gets the key to which cabinet. Think about it. You put the snacks and juice boxes on a low shelf where the kids can help themselves. But that really expensive bottle of wine you're saving for an anniversary, that goes way up high in a locked cabinet that only you have the key to. Okay, so we've been using this home kitchen analogy, and it's a fantastic way to get the basics down. But now let's level up. Let's see how this all works in a really high-stakes environment. Think of a professional chef's kitchen. Let's take a major financial institution, for example. I mean, can you even imagine the sheer volume and sensitivity of the data they handle? It's staggering. For them, data classification isn't just some nice-to-have idea. It is absolutely critical for their survival. And just look at the payoff when they have a well-organized system. By classifying everything, they can protect sensitive client data and make sure only authorized staff can get to it. And this isn't just good practice, they have to do it to comply with really strict financial regulations. Because a messy kitchen in a bank doesn't just mean you can't find the salt shaker. No way. It could lead to massive fines, a complete loss of customer trust. I mean, total disaster. Phew, okay, we have covered a lot of ground here, right? From messy home kitchens all the way to high finance. So let's just do a quick recap to make sure the most important stuff really sticks with you. Okay, if you remember one thing from this whole explainer, please let it be this. It's a fantastic little memory tip. Public means it's shareable. Internal, that's private but pretty low risk. Confidential is sensitive. And restricted, that's the stuff that's legally protected. See? Simple, clear, and so incredibly useful. And that really brings us to the end of our tour. I'll leave you with this final thought. We've talked about companies and organizations, but this applies to our own digital lives too. So take a moment and think about it. How is the data in your personal kitchen organized? And just remember, setting up the system is the first step. The real challenge is keeping it organized, day in and day out. Thanks so much for watching.